Hi, I'm Randy Robison. This is Life Today TV, and I have a comedian here that you may have seen before. If not, then you're going to enjoy this one. Michael Jr. is with me in the studio. Good to see you, man.
You as well. Awesome. Cool. Thanks for having me here.
Well, you've never seen me, but I've
in the
seen
studio.
you.
I saw you when I first sat down.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not just a Christian comedian, because I've seen you on, Jimmy Kimmel, Tonight Show, other places like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't know you saw me, though, because I couldn't see you back.
Right.
I was just...
It's a one-way thing of the cameras.
Yeah, yep.
How do you do that? How do you get in all those places and still be a Christian?
Wow. Well, I guess what I do, I think from the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. So I just try to fill myself with as much of God stuff as I can. So then when I go to those places, I get to represent as best I can. Doesn't always happen perfectly, but I work on it as much as I can.
The key from what I've seen is that you're not out there preaching, but you're doing comedy, and people recognize comedy when it's funny.
Yeah, my whole thing is I think like I love God, but I really think that what everybody's supposed to do is you're supposed to lead with your gift. I think everybody has the Bible. I mean, everyone has the Word. All Christians have the Word, you know it. But if you got to lead with the Word, a lot of people are like, whoa, snap, what is that? I think we should all lead with our gift. And then when people take notice of the gift and they become interested in you, then they'll start to see what the real reason is behind the gift, as opposed to you. Because if you have to say you're a Christian, you probably didn't display that you're a Christian. Display, I see what I did, it rhymed and stuff.
Retweet, right.
Yeah.
What got you into comedy in the first place?
I was at a movie theater, and a friend of mine, I was like 17 years old, and the movie stopped right in the middle of the filming. And a friend of mine, a German exchange student, said to me, "I dare you go tell a joke." That's what he said. So at the time, 17 years old, you dare me to do anything, I'm gonna do it. So I went up on the stage, and I did this joke. It was actually a dirty joke that I heard, and I actually rewrote the joke in my head because I wasn't a Christian at the time, but me and a friend had made a deal that we wouldn't curse anymore. If you heard me curse, he'd hit me in the chest hard as he wanted to. That friend happened to be there, so I had to rewrite the joke in my head. Had like 12 seconds, got in front of the people, said the joke, 400 people laughed. And then from that point on, I was like, yo, this is kind of cool. Yeah. I like this a lot.
A lot of clubs after that?
A lot of clubs, mostly all clubs really, or maybe some one-nighters once in a while, but mostly just clubs. And a lot of the comedians were at the club, so a lot of them were really dirty. But I just, even though I didn't know anything about Jesus, I just kept it clean just because, I want my parents to be able to come see me. I want my grandmother to like what I do. And I'm thinking someday I'll have kids and I want my kids to know, or if they ever see a videotape or something, a VHS, that's what they had back then. It was a VHS tape. It was like this, I think it was like this big, and you put it inside this machine and then you wait. And then so that's how it worked. So I wanted my kids to be able to see what I put out there and still be able to enjoy it too. So even at that young age, I wanted to.
I've heard some comedians have told me that clean comedy is harder to do than some of the raunchy stuff. Do you find that to be true?
You trying to say I used to do the raunchy stuff? You saying I can compare it to?
No, I'm saying you've heard it in the clubs.
You're saying I can compare.
Like you've heard it in the clubs.
Yeah, no, and I think what it is a lot of times people, if you say a four-letter word, a foul word, a lot of times what happens is the audience is shocked, and it adds an exclamation point, and then they mix it in with laughter because they're nervous or they don't know what to do or add something to it. But it's really not, they're not laughing at the comedy, they're just responding to the exclamation point. And a lot of my friends, they do curse, but the smart ones, if at all, if they just use the exclamation point as an exclamation point, as opposed to using it as if it's a comma in every few words or something like that.
Right.
Where I'm a little more concerned about, because laughter does open up the heart. If I'm gonna open up your heart, I want to be sensitive about what I put in there, as opposed to just putting anything in there. So.
You put out a Bible study recently.
Okay.
From what I hear.
I did. Yeah, small group.
You're toying with
it's the first ever that I'm aware of small group comedy-based small group curriculum.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. It's called Laughing on Purpose. So first thing you do with your small group is you sit down and y'all pop in the DVD, and DVD is the round and then you slide it in the thing. VHS was, DVD is here, or you got digital, which is
Yeah. By the time this interview rolls out, there won't be any more DVDs.
yeah,
But it's okay.
it probably won't be any more DVDs. But so hurry up and get one.
Yeah.
So the first thing you do is you sit down with your small group and you laugh, and and when you laugh together, some extra cool stuff happens.
It's true.
And then I come in on screen, start laughing a little more, and we do some teaching stuff. And my belief is by the end of the 5 weeks, that you're closer to or walking in or understanding what your purpose is, literally. So that's what it's about. That's why it's called laughing on purpose, because you're laughing and then you're on purpose, and it's kind of cool. It got like a double meaning, like
There
I
you
flipped
go.
it up.
It's clever.
Laughing on purpose.
Come up with that on your own.
Well, I came up with the laughing part.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
the other
good.
part I didn't do that on purpose.
And someone said, maybe we need a little purpose in here. Right?
Yep, that's what someone said.
It's good. Somebody wants to follow you, maybe jump onto that Bible study. It sounds like a good one.
Yo, so it's Michael Jr. Comedy on all platforms, on all the platforms, on Facebook, Twitter, my website, everything is Michael Jr. Comedy. Follow a brother, unless you the police.
That's right. And check it out when he's on Live Today. He's going to do a little stand-up, and he'll be talking to my parents. If you missed that on TV, you can catch that at lifetoday.org.